Hi everybody, my name is Cynthia Carey and I'm going to be showing you the improvements to the CAD import, specifically the Inventor FX sketch data import. So the currently supported FX sketch data types are currently UG, CATIA, Pro E. Most recently, SolidWorks was added to that list of supported files. And now, with this milestone, we have included the Inventor file type. So with this new sketch data, you're going to get a more detailed CAD FX feature tree, seen here to the right, as well as new context menu options such as Create Geometry, Create Construction Geometry, and Create Plane. So I'm going to go ahead and import an existing Inventor file. Keep in mind, in order to utilize this new FX sketch data, you will need the most recent Inventor add-in installed, and you will need to resave your Inventor files if they've already been created in order to save them with that new sketch data. So here I'm going to grab this Inventor file. Now, just like you did with the previous FX CAD features, you'll need to go to the options and make sure you have Load ESPRIT FX checked in order to import that CAD tree. So I'm going to hit OK and open. So once the file is imported, in the CAD features window pane here, you're going to see your main solid as well as the CAD features. So what you'll notice is you'll now have additional items in here called sketches. So other than just being able to see them in the feature tree, we can also interact with them. So you'll have new context menus. So I'm going to start with the sketch 1 underneath the extrusion CAD feature type. So if you right click on a sketch, you're going to have a new context menu that'll have Create All Planes, Create Curves, All Geometry, and then creating geometry and planes for just the sketch that you have selected. So in this case, I'm going to choose to individually create the geometry for just the sketch. I'm going to choose Create Geometry. And I'm just going to hide my solid so I can get a better look. Now, in addition to creating the actual main geometry, which was used to create this extrusion, you can also view the construction geometry that was associated with that sketch. So I'm going to click on that, and now you'll notice you have new geometry added to the workspace. So not only will you be able to actually see this geometry, but it comes in just like standard ESPRIT created geometry, arcs, segments, circles. Now, if you decide that you want to create geometry for the entire solid model and not just this particular sketch, you can right-click anywhere in the CAD feature tree and choose Create All Geometry. So now what that's going to do is create any geometry, whether it's construction or not, and add it to your workspace. So in addition to actually being able to create the geometry, we can also view the association of the geometry to the sketch itself. So if I select a piece of geometry within my workspace, it's going to highlight which sketch it's associated to. Likewise, if I select the sketch itself within the CAD feature tree, it's going to show me all the geometry associated with that particular sketch. Alright, so in addition to creating the geometry and construction geometry, I can actually create the individual planes for the sketches as well as the single work planes listed in the CAD tree. So as of right now, you just have your standard XYZ, ZXY, YZX. So if you want to utilize one that's being used in the sketch already, for example here, I want to create one for this work plane. I could right click on that work plane and you can either create the plane or activate. Now if I choose to activate, it's going to tell me that that plane does not exist. Would I like to create a new plane? I'm going to say yes, So it's not only going to go ahead and create that plane, but it's going to make it visible and make it active for me as well, so I can already see the orientation of that new plane that I can use to continue programming. Can use to create new geometry, create operations, anything that I will be needing it for. Again, you can also do that for the individual sketches as well as you prefer, in which case it'll then just name it that sketch name. And that is the new Inventor sketch data. Thank you for watching.